And we're back with part 3 of Joe Pass's chord melody tricks. In this episode, we're going to be covering our third trick, pedal tones. Pedal tones are widely used by musicians from Mozart to Chopin to John Coltrane. And to obviously Joe Pass. Pedal tones create tension and forward motion and variety when we incorporate them into our chord melodies. In this episode, we're going to cover what a pedal is, how Joe incorporates pedals into his own playing, and as a special bonus, we're going to discuss Joe's hot take on 2-5-1s. What is a pedal tone? A pedal tone is a note that is sustained over multiple chord changes and is usually the lowest note being played, but sometimes it can be the highest note or somewhere in the middle. The root and the fifth are the most common pedal tones. These tones create dissonance as the chords change over them, creating a strong pulling effect back to the key center. I will be using a few examples from Joe Pass's Night and Day to illustrate how he incorporates pedal tones into his chord melodies. In this first example, Joe pedals on an open A string over a 2-5-1 in the key of D major. In this case, A is the fifth of D. So it sounds something like this. So you can see that Joe keeps hitting the open A string while he builds a melody over top of it. And he throws in this awesome altered scale lick, resolving to the D major. In this next example, Joe pedals on the A again, but this time it's the highest note being played. So it sounds something like this. Okay, this isn't technically a pedal since the note is changing, but the motif stays the same over the chord changes, so it's functioning essentially the same way as a pedal. So let's look at a way that we can incorporate pedals over 2-5-1s in our own chord melodies. But first, let's listen to some advice from Joe.
2-5. So 2-5 is D minor and G7. D minor or any minor to a dominant. First of all, I'll tell you, if I have a 2-5, forget the 2. You don't need it. Why are you playing the 2? What is it like? If you played a 5, that got the 2. Here's the scale for the 5. It's a G7th. Here's a scale for the 2. It's the same scale, different note.
So what Joe means is that the 2 is really very similar to the 5. It's functioning in a lot of ways as a suspension of the 5. So if I play a 2-5-1 in the key of D major, E minor, A7, D major 7, and I put an A in the root over those chords, so I have this. You can see here, if we're thinking of this in the context of an A, that this would be a 2, this would be a 4, and this would be a flat 7. So that's really functioning as a sus chord to resolve to the 1 and the 3 of the A7, and then resolving down to the D major 7. All right. So if I want to put some tensions on that, let's say I do like E minor 9, this is functioning as a sus, resolving to this A7, resolving to D major. And again up here. You can see that I'm pedaling that A the whole time. So here's another example of pedaling on the A over these changes. I'm going to add in some melody as well. Practice incorporating these pedal ideas into your own playing and let me know how it goes in the comments below. Also check out parts 1 and 2 of this series here. Please subscribe to my channel and let me know if you have any ideas for future videos by leaving a comment or by filling out the video request survey below. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.